No, I'm just kidding.
Hey guys!
Welcome back to the Family of Love.
In my last video, I went over kind of the wedding planning process. That didn't go as planned. Since a lot of people are having to postpone, cancel, or just shift around wedding dates and plans, we thought we'd kind of tell our story.
I had been in Japan since mid-January, and I had returned to the US in early March. And by that time, I was aware that traveling would be a bit riskier, or I guess I was more aware of the risks of traveling. So I arrived back in the US on March 3rd, and I came straight to see Esther. I had originally planned to go back up to Toccoa, where we had both gone to college, and find some part-time work. My accommodation situation would have likely involved close contact, regular interaction with older people, some immunocompromised people.
Especially because he had just traveled, got through airports, and been in Japan where there were more cases at that point than the States.
So I kind of imposed a little bit of social distancing on myself.
March 16th is when it kind of hit the pinhead, the point.
There was just a lot of stress in the air of, you know, it had just been officially declared a pandemic, I think.
Yes.
And so there was the stress of, well, this doesn't sound good. And also the stress of what's going to happen to our wedding, what's going to happen to our plans to move to Canada, to my, graduate school admission.
Right.
As soon as we decided to move the wedding date, the day we got married up, we decided to get married 2 days later on March 18th.
So exactly 1 month before our original planned wedding date.
But yeah, as soon as we started looking into, okay, what do we need to get as far as the paperwork goes to make this happen, we realized that the state court system had also declared a state of emergency and was limiting their activities. Luckily, they were still issuing marriage licenses for those that were, that needed them. It's one thing to say, oh, we might have to delay our wedding. It's another to say, we have to delay getting married. So,
especially just kind of that open-ended, delay.
Yeah.
We just didn't want
not even a postpone, just kind of like a...
Because sometime, I personally didn't want to wait all the way until April 18th, our original wedding day, just to basically have nobody there. But there's just kind of that anticipation for the whole celebration and everything. So having found out our parents were probably not going to be able to make it, a lot of other people weren't able to fly in, it just started to feel like there's not really any point in delaying our marriage. We were calling our parents just to kind of see what they thought, because at that point we really hadn't set in stone that we were not having our wedding on April 18th. There was still an ounce of hope that, okay, we'll get married on March 18th.
Right.
But in the off chance that things blow over, there's still the celebration on April 18th.
Yeah. Both sets of parents were extremely supportive of the idea, which I'm very grateful for. We kind of got started on the process of reaching out to just a few, 2 or 3 friends that were in the wedding party of the wedding that we had planned. We also called our officiant, or minister, who was a college professor of ours, and his wife, who also was the photographer that we had talked to for the original wedding. We gave them an out, essentially, of if you are already committed to, social distancing, if this is too much, especially if you're, in close quarters with elderly people, immunocompromised people, etc., we're not going to be offended.
There was 3 more people that came. His sister,
right.
2 people that came. Yeah, his sister and my boss.
Yeah, who her boss also was our counselor.
Our premier counselor.
Yeah.
So in total, including us, there are 9 people, and I believe that day is when they put the 10-person limit on things.
Yeah.
When we went to the court to get, or I don't know, what do you call
to
it?
apply
the courthouse.
for our marriage license.
We called the morning of to get like an appointment essentially because they weren't allowing people to just like go in as normal.
Security guys were kind of funny, messing around with us. Unfortunately, the lady in the courthouse who was processing the application was not so friendly.
When she was getting the license ready, she just made it very clear that she wanted us to mail it in and not come back. So it was just it was funny, kind of already a little bit of a downer, and it was just like, oh wow, this is really sad and somber. After we got the marriage license, we went to Trader Joe's so I could buy flowers for my bouquet.
Yeah, which was a total of what, like $10?
Yeah,
$15?
It was like $11. I got one thing of eucalyptus.
It looked amazing.
It looked really good. I'll insert some photos. But we got eucalyptus, baby's breath, and there was like some white flower. I have no idea what it was, but it was pretty. But we got up to the counter, and the person in front of us had bought like nothing but beer, and they were standing there talking like, oh yeah, if I'm gonna be stuck in my house for 2 weeks, I gotta like have all this alcohol and like
You gotta
food.
survive. You gotta make it.
And so then when we got there, we had like 3 little things of flowers. They're like, and the next day, the wedding was supposed to be around 10 or 11, because we were gonna have our parents and brothers FaceTime in, but with time zones and stuff, we were trying to do it somewhat early morning, so it was convenient for everybody. 10 or 11 ended up being
Like 12:15.
yeah, almost 12, because we had the first look first.
Yeah.
During one of the phone calls that the photographer called me about, was she was kind of solidifying where we were going to meet, and all I hear her say is, no worries, that's nothing that like a little bit of Photoshop can't fix. And I said, what is it? And she goes, oh, Andrew just got a little gash on his head. And I said, wait, what? And she said, oh yeah, so we're meeting at the chapel. And then she hung up on me. But anyways, he had reached down to get hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
And got a gash right there.
Yeah, I had shut the door too quickly with too much force before allowing my torso to, move out of the way of the door.
We actually planned on not wearing our like wedding outfits for this. Oh yeah, that's actually an important part of the story.
Yeah, there was this whole thing about should Esther wear her wedding dress.
Right. Because we still were hoping that April 18th was going to happen, so it was just like, should we just kind of play this down? This is just kind of the start of our marriage, we'll have like a party later. We decided we were going to just treat it like this was the wedding. And so we decided I was going to wear my wedding dress, he would wear the suit he was going to wear, and the tie that I'd bought him, and his groomsman was going to wear the bow tie and suspenders, and my bridesmaids were going to wear the dresses. And so our officiant and his wife kind of were in on it because she was the photographer, and his sister, we just had called her after we decided and just told her to wear like Sunday outfit. So when we actually showed up to the wedding, we realized that we had forgotten to tell my boss / premarital counselor.
We showed up in like khaki shorts and
t-shirts, and a baseball cap.
It was awesome.
Yeah, I loved it. There's a photo of him holding my bouquet of flowers, and there's like everybody from the wedding, and it's by far my favorite picture of the day.
I'm sure that he will probably mention that at least once in every interaction that we have with him for at least 5 years.
Yeah. Anyway, so we had our first look, and then we drove down to kind of close to, we had like a huge waterfall on campus, but it was kind of downstream from there. We had all of our family on FaceTime, and then we had my boss videotaping it. So I'll actually insert a little bit of like a snippet of the ceremony because it was pretty cute.
You're committing yourselves to one another, so let grace and forgiveness reign. Now's the time for the exchange of vows. Andrew and Esther have both written their own vows. I don't remember. I think them. I'm. Yeah, he goes first. I think that's right.
Yeah, on the way home, we kind of were talking like, so all things considered, how did that go? And Andrew was just kind of like, well, it was like the pandemic wedding I never knew I dreamed of having.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably not the best as far as like social distancing protocols. We definitely put in a little bit of effort, but not to the extent that we would if we were to do it now. It's been nice to be able to blame little things on COVID-19 instead of, you know, being newlyweds.
Yeah. There has been a couple times where it's like, are we mad at each other or like stressed out because we're married now? Or is this like
No, COVID-19.
COVID-19?
COVID-19.
It's a pandemic. Anyways, that's our story. So, all that to say,
I'm gonna say,
don't forget to
don't forget to always choose love.
bye guys.